Hello, we're live. This is the TCG show with GomezTCG. How's it going?
Hi, guys.
I
Not too
uh
bad.
I'm so excited to have you on because I met you recently. You've ended our show in Somerset a couple months ago at our 2-day show, and then I had the pleasure of working with you again up at the Death Metal Charizard show in Massachusetts last week. And I'm excited to hear that you're doing your own show.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And once again, thank you for the opportunity for that 2-day show. Is fantastic. I mean, Jesse, Death Metal Charizard was the one that introduced me to it. He was like, dude, you gotta come down to Jersey. You gotta come down to Jersey. And I was like, I don't know, man. It's far, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. He's like, dude, your inventory is just gonna crush it there. And I was like, then I was like, one day I was like, you know what? We're going to Jersey. I was like, we're putting all the plans to the side. I was like, we're gonna go. And
Hey, you had your
yeah,
big crew. You
yeah,
had a very serious crew.
we had our big crew. I mean, this one coming up this upcoming Saturday is gonna be bigger. But yeah, we I decided to make my own show over here in upstate New York with my other two partners, Tom and JP. Just because Pokemon hasn't really been big here. It's just been really sealed. Like the sports guys bringing sealed, or other people that have gotten into the hobby and are buying the shelves up and bringing sealed to the sports shows. And then it's only been really like TCG, like 2, 3 vendors, and it's been me, my buddy Tom, and then a couple two other guys. So the Pokemon presence and TCG presence wasn't really there. It's been mostly sports. So we finally decided, hey, why don't we just start our own show? There has been a lot of interest in TCGs around here, not just Pokemon. This is a big place for Magic the Gathering and Lorcana.
Oh, really? Up
Um,
in Albany, they have a big
yeah,
magic
huge
following.
Magic
Oh, wait,
presence.
yeah, like Syracuse. So TCG players started up there. And
Yeah, we
how
have.
far are you from Syracuse?
I would say I'm like an hour and 50 minutes away, so kind of far-ish away,
Mm.
but not really. It's drivable. Especially because like the roads are very like they're just narrow. They just go straight, and there's not a lot of
Uh,
traffic, so it could take me like an hour 30, hour 20, depending on how it is. But yeah, there's a big Magic presence here. And people are just like, we did our first show and we had two Magic vendors, and they were just like, you guys need more Magic. And I was like, oh, all right, thanks for the feedback. I was like, we'll
yeah,
definitely put it in there.
there'll never be enough magic. We only have like three magic vendors ourselves, and we have like a rotating one or two that come in and out like every other show. And they complain that there's not enough magic vendors, but then they don't vend at every show. So it's hard. Magic vendors are really hard to come by. And how many do you have coming up in your show at the end of the month?
We have three. So the good thing is we partnered up with one of the local card stores here that does Magic, Pokemon, Lorcana, does all the TCGs. But the good thing about him is he doesn't just carry sealed.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to Dave. He does singles. He does exclusive boxes. He does everything. Like people literally just go to the show just to see him because they know if they need a card or they need a Black Lotus or something like that, he's the guy that will have it.
Tell
Um,
him to come to our show. He travel? Do they co- You got to recruit them to come to New Jersey.
I know. I'm gonna tell him he's a older fella. We'll say we'll
Uh,
put it like that. Older fella, but young at heart.
uh-huh.
I think he definitely would. I told him I was like, dude, if you came to New Jersey with us, you would just kill it. I was like, he's literally got like the most limited edition stuff that you could find. And I'm just like
I
I
mean,
was
like
helping him.
my husband will probably buy it from him. That we had a guy that had a Black Lotus at our show. Actually, it was the July show. That's where Rob bought his Black Lotus. It's crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy the amount of high end stuff that comes into the shows. I Jesse had told me that you were holding on to these ponchos for months. and you came to our show, and like I don't know if you had them at our show, but like they would have like came and gone to your table easily. Did you sell ponchos at our show, or
I
what did you have?
so I did have them at your show, but I sprinkled them out throughout the day.
Uh-huh.
So like I put some in and then take some out and then put some in,
Uh-huh.
and like it just people are just like, you're the only one that has all of those, and I'm just like, yeah, I was like, I've been told that before, but like then again, I go to your other vendors and they have like first edition Charizards, they have like the craziest exclusive Japanese cards, and I'm just like, yeah, I was like, this is crazy. And like, I went back home and I told everyone about it. I was like, yo, this New Jersey TCG show is absolutely crazy. I was like, I thought Jesse was like exaggerating in a bit, but
Uh-huh.
I was like, if you're not there and you don't witness it yourself, you're just like, wow. You're just like, this show is absolutely like, the vendors are great. They're very down to earth, very welcoming. Like even if you're just a new vendor, like when I met Shadow, down to earth guy, very very nice. Like if you need help with anything, he's there. I met a couple other people there. Poogie Godfather,
Oh yeah,
uh,
yeah. He's
great
great.
guy. I love him. He
They're
gives so much
funny, right?
insight.
Like they're
Yeah,
like some of them are like really funny. The majority of them are extremely welcoming, but you know, like right away, like who's gonna be cool and who kind of like sticks to themselves. But the majority of them are very cool.
yeah.
Um,
You can
I
definitely tell that.
Yeah, I've been working with a lot of the same vendors for the last year and a half, and I because you get to know them a little bit and you kind of know what they're about. They're also welcomed when they're easy to work with and they're really nice people. But if they're someone who's not the top of the top with the best inventory and like best personality, really welcome to all the guests that are coming in, then I I don't want them. I mean, like I only want to work with the best people because it's so competitive to get into the shows. So I want to be able to bring in people like you, like guys that come from far away, like you're coming from upstate New York and Massachusetts. I want to be able to have a spot for you. So if someone's got a bad attitude, I don't even want them to come back.
Yeah, I noticed when I got to your show, I was just like, yo, I mean, I was talking to my buddy Tom. I was just to Tom and Jesse. I was like, the vendor atmosphere here is very different from what you get to upstate. Like
Yeah.
upstate, it's very like people are like very keen on themselves, like very selfish. Like it's okay to be selfish here and there, but it's just like at a certain point, like if I help you out, like it's really only courteous for you to help me out, and like it's I don't know. I feel like New Jersey just is very like welcoming and like it's like Texas, like very open arms and
Oh,
I'll help neighbor. You're my neighbor. I'll help you and I'll help you back.
yeah.
But like yeah,
Oh, go ahead. I'm
just like
sorry.
I mean, sorry, just for like our show that we're doing, like we've tried to reach out to some of the shows to see if we could do like some collaborative things, and it's it's tough out there. It's like cutthroat, and in the sense of like I get it, like it's their business and stuff like that, but like at the same time, like we were your vendors for like 2, 3, 4 years, and it'd be nice to be a little bit supportive at least, or be like, hey, they're having their first show, like help them out, and it's the only TCG show upstate New
Yeah.
York. Like point question, there's no other ones there. So it's not like we're taking their sports people or anything like that. If anything, we love to promote other shows. Like we love to be collaborative like that. But yeah,
And plenty of bread in the pond for all the ducks. That's what I tell everyone. And because I mean, like, there's enough for us to all eat. I mean, like, there's the demand is there, the audience is there, people are willing to travel. I'll promote your show. I mean,
I think you're on mute.
How about now? You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Did you hear about what I said about there's enough bread in the pond for all the ducks?
Yes, I did. I like that.
So yeah, I mean, like there's enough audience for us to all eat, and I mean, of course, I want you to do well. That's why, I mean, like if I do well, then you do well, and like if your show does well, then you want to work with me, and I always want to work with you. I mean, like it's really nice to be able to work with people who are friendly and then are able to come back to you, because like no one wants to be known as the person that's hard to work with, right? Especially if you're trying to
Yeah,
promote a show.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, like I said, like we wanted to host our show on the 14th, but I'm just like, I'd rather do. I was like, guys, you gotta check this show out first. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, this is literally like you experience it, and we can get like feedback, and like you can see like how a formalized show works, and we can work off that and help us out for like our upcoming shows, and like get feedback from you. I mean, you've been doing it for a while, and you know the name of the game. I mean, we're just starting out, so any feedback is great feedback. And I know you gave me specifically a lot of feedback already. And
Like everyone's got
we'll
to
see if we
pay.
can get this up and
Everyone,
running.
like I told Jesse, I was like, advertising. Everyone's got to pay. Like what else? Consistency. Anyone out there that wants to open or start their own show, that have your next show ready to go to promote, because the people who are going to be leaving your show, they're either going to be like, what the hell was that? I'm never coming back. Or what the hell was that? I need another one. So that's why I wasn't scared to do our next 2 day show after Collecticon, because I just know the appetite of people after a big show like that. They want more. And either people are going to come back from Collecticon and be like, oh my God, it was terrible. I felt overwhelmed. I need to go to a local show, and then they'll come to us, or they're going to say, oh my God, I need more. And then they're going to come to us. I think that just having the availability of shows and knowing like where they're going to be, I mean, with advertising and having a lot of consistency is the best way to grow a show. So I hope you have your next one after the end of June. Do you have that one lined up yet?
Hopefully we should be doing it, but what was that?
I said after your end of June show, do you have the next one already lined up?
Yes, we're gonna announce it the day of our show in June. It's gonna be September 7th.
Oh, nice! So you just announced it now.
Yeah, we're trying
Spoiler alert!
Where it's like, spoiler alert! That's our show. But we're just trying to play it where it's like not, I guess, looping with any other shows. We're trying to make it like, trying to open it up, because a lot of the New Jersey guys we had asked to see if they wanted to come down and test it out. They were just like, we have Collecticon, and then we have Card Party that weekend, and I'm just like, oh geez, I was like, maybe we picked a bad weekend, but I was just like, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's our second show. We can only learn from there. Yeah, but we have a good group of vendors right now, for sure.
How many tables do you have?
Right now we have 55 sold. 55 out of 70.
But that's gonna fill quick.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that are like payment pending. So definitely, like what you said, I mean, we definitely have to get on the platform and just have them.
The platform is very easy to navigate. Of course, those people that are like trying to message you on the side saying, "Oh, can you just put me in?" But I think as you grow and as there's more time, there's not enough time for you to just dedicate to putting people in tables, especially if you're trying to vend yourself and then working on top of it. I mean, like this isn't, if you're not able to dedicate 24 hours a day onto a platform, then you really gotta outsource it. I mean, like I did it for way too long. And I think it was just because I worked with such a good group of vendors and everyone kind of had their spot. But as the show grew and now we're 150 tables, it's just, I can't keep track. And they're booking like 3 months out. It's really hard for me to be able to navigate. So I think that having the booking platform has been really easy, or trying to be a little easier. Highly recommend.
Yeah, definitely is. That's what we're gonna do for our next show for sure. It's just it's when you have like, I mean, all three of us have a full-time job,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like hard to really juggle like setting up a new show and then vending at like other shows. Like for example, last Saturday, I think we left at like 4:30 in the morning to go to like Liquid Games,
Mm,
just because we wanted to be there prompt and on time.
yeah.
Um, and like for your show, we're gonna leave again at 4:30 to make
Why
sure
don't
we're
you
there prompt and on time.
why don't you come down the night before? You guys are maniacs.
I know. I tell Jesse that, but he's like, yeah. He's like, we'll just go the morning of. And I was like, all
Oh
right,
my God.
I'm good with
I'm
that.
not driving. So like when we did that show up in Massachusetts, there was no way. I mean, even if it started at 10 o'clock, I was not going to be able to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and drive up there for setup and everything. I would have been dead. And then drove home that night. Ugh.
Yeah, that would have been rough for sure. But yeah, that's. I mean, for your 2-day show, we already have a hotel booked and everything
Oh,
like that.
good. Are you staying at the DoubleTree?
Yes.
Oh, we didn't
It
get the
wasn't
booking
that
link
bad.
yet, did we?
I don't think so. It wasn't that bad price wise either way, so it was pretty affordable.
Yeah, this
Uh,
this this venue it is really affordable. I think it's like around $130 a room, which is like pretty cheap compared to like Bridgewater. I think it was like 220. I'm like, sheesh. That's
yeah.
so Bridgewater is a little fancier of a venue. I don't think that you've vended there yet. That's where our show in August is going to be.
No, I wanted to go in August, but I'm gonna be in Spain with a couple of my college buddies. So
Oh,
I'm just
forget
like,
it.
yeah, I was
Go to
just
the show.
like, it sucks because I do want to see what the Bridgewater venue is like,
Yeah, the
but
Bridgewater, it's very close to the Somerset venue, but it's a different crowd. It's weird that like so I've done shows in like 3 or 4 different venues now, and every show has a different personality. And it's weird because we advertise to the same radius of people, and it's I run ads and my husband runs ads also. I mean, we do mix it up. So sometimes we have like different keywords that we're looking for with our ads, but it's a different crowd. Whenever we come, you'll see the familiar faces, but it's just I think it's more high end in Bridgewater. It is a little fancier of an area,
it's
but
weird because I killed it in Somerset. Like everything from like low end to mid end to high end was just off my table, and I'm just like, I everyone said like right when we got back to New York, we were just like, I don't think we've seen that much traffic at an upstate show at all. Like it was night and day difference. It was like customer after customer after customer after customer, and we're just like, dang. I was like, this is a nice pace.
yeah, well, you guys were in that spot there. That was the first time I ever had anyone in that spot, and that was the
Yeah.
last time we're having anyone in that spot. They eliminated those spots or those tables for this show, so no one's even going to be there. But I think it was like a funnel of people who they had to stop at that table first, and I think also that show was a lot of people who had never been to a show before. It's a mix. It's hard because some people they'll walk in, they're like, I've never been to a show before. What do I do? And then you kind of give them the rundown. Or there's people who are like, oh yeah, I'm an old pro and I know what I'm doing. I'm going. So whenever anyone asks me, oh, what's a good table? I never know, and I always tell them that there's no bad spots. But it's also, I don't know. Is the very first table the best spot to be in? I mean, if you're at the very beginning of 130 tables.
I don't know because it's just like I guess when we went there, a lot of people are just like, I'm gonna take a lap. I'm like, I see what you guys have. I'm gonna take a lap, but like sometimes they come back because like the stuff they're looking for is right then and there. But
Right.
sometimes they're just like, yeah, I found it at a different vendor, and I already wasted all my money. But like, you have cool stuff, and I want to buy something from you, but like, it's just like what you said, their first time at their show, so like they don't know how to spend it wisely in a
Right,
sense. They
right.
like, go to one table, they're like, all right, I want that, and that, which is like it's not wrong or anything, but like there's so much stuff there that I mean, I wanted to like go around and shop around at the end, but I was just like, I don't even have time to do that. There's just like so many crazy stuff. I was just like, huh. I forgot. I think it was K Code. He had this Battle Festa Pikachu
Uh-huh.
20th anniversary, and it was like my holy grail card. And I'm just like, I'm doing really good at this show. I was like, do I buy it? And I kept going back to his table, and I was like, hmm. And then I was like, wait, I have to go back because I get called and it'd be like, hey, you have like 6 people at your table right now trying to look at your phone. And I'm like, all right, I'll be back. And so, I mean, it happens, but it's yeah, like I said, not night and day difference from Upstate. I mean, our first show went pretty well. I mean, a lot of people come to our shows just because they know us and they know we'll take care of them. I mean, that's the biggest thing that I tell the people. Come to our show, we'll take care of you. I mean, like I said in my Instagram bio, it's a show ran by the vendors. Like I feel like if vendors know you the best, or if you know a group of vendors that know you the best and help you out with your show, like for example, placing Monty and me at the front, like she's very very nice. Like she just reaches you with a smile, and you're just like, all right, this is gonna be a great show. And like that's like if I were to go in there, that'd be my mindset. I was like, yo, all these vendors are super nice,
Right?
and you're just like, this is gonna be a good show. There's no rain cloud in a sense.
Yeah, well, Morgan is not only strategic because she's wonderful and sweet and warm, but she was the very first vendor to sign on with me. I don't know if you saw the episode when I talked about how I met Morgan and how we connected and how the show was born because of her. But yeah, it was yeah, I like to think that it's a welcoming environment, and everyone that's coming in, they're like, oh, okay, this is like a good vibe, like you got Morgan, and because it's very intimidating going into a card show, especially one of this size, especially if you've never been to one. You walk in, you're like, what the hell am I doing here? Are they gonna rip me off? Are they gonna be nice? Am I gonna have Gomez looking at me like?
I mean, yeah, I mean that's as long as your crowds feel safe and I feel like your show talks a lot. If your vendors are nice and warming and welcoming, then your show's gonna be great. I mean, if you just throw random vendors in there and don't really care about what they bring or what they stand for, then your show's gonna not do that well. And that's kind of what we're seeing with some of these sports shows up here, and it's sad because those were our hometown shows, and now everyone just been asking, they're like, hey, when are you going to Jersey next? Like, can I tag along? And I'm just like,
a lot
yeah,
of your people there are a lot of your people have been reaching out to me this week, and they're like, oh, hey, I know Gomez, and I'm like, I don't know Gomez, who's that?
like, yeah, I don't know that guy.
They're like, oh, you mean Jesse? No. I met a lot of people that were up at the Massachusetts show, and this show that we for next week, they book up like 2-3 months ahead of time. So people that are asking for this week to go and to vend on Saturday, it's really really hard. And unfortunately, or fortunately for me, I really don't get a lot of people that back out last minute. So, and if they do back out last minute, then it's like, oh, I can't make it, but my friend Joe can come in my spot, and as long as Joe's cool, we just make a swap. But but if you know anyone that's looking for 2 tables for July, I just had someone have a situation that they can't make it. So we have 2 tables that are going to be available.
I definitely could find another 2 people for sure. I mean, someone had just hit me up yesterday about it. They're just like, are you going to the July 2-day show? I was like, yeah, I've been booked. I mean, thanks to Marilyn. I mean, she's gonna break my kneecaps, but we'll get there.
I mean, like, I only threaten you if I feel like you're not going to pay. No, I don't threaten people. They just come off the list. Because I don't.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, a lot of
your people, they were you really. It was really funny the way that people were coming up to me at the show, and they were like, "All right, this This is Marilyn. You pay her. All right, this is Marilyn. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I bring a lot of the guys that were there at Jesse's show and your show at Lee. It was they're probably like the best upstate vendors there. Like
Oh,
that's why I roll with them. And like they know that like if my word is good, then like it's gonna be a good show, and like you should trust what I'm saying essentially. Um, and it's I don't know. I have a good group. I have a good crowd. And you know, I try and help people as much as they can, or as much as I can, because I don't know. That's how my mom raised me to be, just very
oh,
caring.
it's nice to be
Um,
nice, right?
yeah, I mean, it pays to be nice. I mean, that's all I could ask for. You know, as long as you're nice and you're caring, and you know you look out for me, I look out for you, then that's all that really matters. I mean, it's not like, oh, I have a table in New Jersey, but I'm gonna charge you like $300, just like what you see at Collecticon. Like
No.
there's still charging.
If I actually heard of a couple people that were trying to they weren't trying to sell their table. There were people that were trying to buy tables for my show, and they're like, "Oh, I'm willing to pay up." I'm like, "That's just ugly. I don't want any of that. I don't like I don't want it to get to that point." And just I I can't believe that. So there, we know for a fact, it's not a rumor, that there were vendors that were buying and selling Collecticon tables and they got caught and there was a big fine. So I don't know how they're getting away with it this year with all the people
Yeah,
that are buying and selling tables and upcharging. I like that's just
I don't know, because I was literally on the Collecticon site, like I think they dropped like at 1. I was there at like 12:50. Me and
mm,
my other two friends were there at 12:50. We had it in our cart literally like right when they dropped, and then like 30 seconds passed by, we all got aired out, and that was it. And I'm just like, how does that happen? Uh, like in your cart, I guess you can select like multiple sections, which
right.
shouldn't be allowed. I mean, like, you know, if you're buying one section, all right, but like multiple sections, like you really know that many people that are gonna end up, you know, taking all those spots. I mean,
Well, I think that it's complicated because everyone knows New Jersey's hot, right? Everyone in the country knows New Jersey's the hot spot for TCG and especially Pokemon right now. And it's so hot that they're doing 2 dates. And also, Collecticon has a lot of contracts with streamers and other sponsors where they're given
oh yeah,
uh,
probably.
given tables, and a lot of those people live in New Jersey.
Yeah, I
So
saw that. It was like I think like maybe like a fourth of like the tables were bought up from like already pre-sold, like right off
right,
the rip. And I was just like, well, this I was like, there's so many vendors, so many people. Like a lot of people are just saying, well, get ready, guys, it's gonna be the Hunger Games when the
right.
tables drop, and it literally was. It was like you either got one or you have to find someone that has some, or you have to pay up, which
Right.
you know it sucks. But that's why I think your 2 day show in July is gonna be killer, because I don't think people are gonna want to wait the line. I know last year they like had to close the doors down. They had to shut it down because of they reached max capacity inside. And like, I mean, for me personally, I want to have space to walk around. Like,
Right.
I don't want to be crashing with like the person that's like to my left. Like, I don't want to be shoulder to shoulder. And a lot of people are going to be like, well, I didn't get into Collecticon, but NJTCG has a 2 day show, so why don't I just do that? Why don't I just put all, you know, my eggs in my basket and go to this show? It's a 2 day show. It's in New
It's not
Jersey.
$80 to get in. Yeah, it's.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't have Waka Flocka performing, but I'm gonna have 170 vendors. It's gonna be a great day, or a great 2 days. I think that it's gonna be fun. I mean, like I get overwhelmed in huge shows. I mean, like I feel like our show is just like the good amount of big, but of course I'm biased. But like there's other shows that I've been to and I'm just like, whoa, it's like sensory overload when there's performances and signers and panels and like all of that. I mean, me personally, I get overwhelmed.
Yeah, sometimes what's it called? Sometimes having a big venue and a lot of vendors hurts the vendors in a sense, if you know what I'm saying, because it's like there's a lot, like you said, there's performers, there's stages, there's like a lot going on. Like some people are trying to record a YouTube video, but like you have music blasting. Yeah,
I'm trying to do a vendor POV. If you could turn it down.
Yeah, can you guys turn it down, please? Like my vendor POV is gonna be terrible. But yeah, it's
like all my audio is gonna get claimed. Like, are you playing music in the background?
Like I keep telling you, like I keep messaging you this, but like it's just the truth. Like your 2-day show was my best show to this date in Jersey.
Like you're just like glizzing me up because you want to come back. You heard all the rumors about me, and you're like, oh God, I gotta stay on Marilyn's good side. No. The only people that have had problems with me have had multiple problems.
Yeah, it's just like, for example, one show they put me right in front of a pole. I'm just like, how am I supposed to vend like this? And it's just because they wanted to fill a bunch of table spaces. Like, I couldn't really do much that show, but like, then again, I have to make do with what I can, and you know, I just walked around and had to sell my stuff to other vendors, and that's what's nice about New Jersey is if you don't get people that like come to your table and buy stuff, the vendors will always take care of you, no matter what, which is the nice thing.
They don't take care of me. No, I don't want any deals. It's okay. I don't want deals. I want people to take care of each other, and like, because I have nothing to give them. Like I can't give you a table. I can't give you a hookup to a better table because you gave me a deal. So I mean that would be a whole controversy. So if vendors to vendors, please, yes, keep hooking each other up, but don't hook me up. I'm paying market. Not
I mean, don't give us cool trainer Ryan.
What'd you say?
You give us cool trainer Ryan. I mean
that's yeah, Ryan's a friend of the show. We love Ryan. Shout out to Jen. Jen's birthday's tomorrow.
Shout out Jen.
Okay. No, we love Ryan. We love Nick, Pokey Rev. We love when they come to the show. It's always a nice treat, and they're very good friends of ours, and the people love to see them, and they come and they take pictures and talk to people, and it's really nice. It's just a wholesome vibe. I mean, like that's kind of what I'm going for with I don't want it to be like cutthroat, but I don't want it to be weird. I mean, like I want people to come and it be like a family friendly, but also somewhere that's a serious collector can go and say, okay, I want these very rare cards, and go up to Kevin at Niche and Easy and be like, all right, I know Kevin always has like some really niche stuff, and he always does very high-end stuff. And I'm just like, sometimes I see the really high-end stuff. I'm like, man, I really hope that they sell this, because they come and they set up, but it's interesting because some people that have like really high-end stuff, $16,000-$20,000 cards, me personally, I'm like, do people just come with their $20,000 cash? Some people do, right? But the majority of people are trading up for these large cards. Like what's your experience with them?
Definitely. So for me, in a sense, like I have my ponchos, right? And like my poncho set, I have the whole set now.
Are you keeping them? Is that PC, or are you trying to sell?
So like, it's a good question, because it's like, there's two types of vendors that have a PC and vendors that don't have a PC. I'm kind of like right in the middle. Like if I don't get the price that I want for it, I don't want to sell it. And like, I don't need to sell it in a sense. And it's just like, because it's like, you know, something that's like near and dear to my heart. And I'm just like, I don't really want to let this go unless I get my price that I'm asking for. And, you know, it's okay. And yeah, there is a lot of people that are just trying to trade their cards in for bigger cards, and that's how they get those bigger cards. And some people really can't afford like the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 price tags. And like even vendors too. Like sometimes I'm bringing a bunch of my smaller end modern slabs and bringing them to the bigger vendors because I know they can sell them. So I'm just like, all right, they'll just give me a nice percentage, and I'll trade up and get like a gold star. Like I got a gold star mud kip just from trading in modern slabs, and I put like $200 on top.
Wow.
And it's like a card where I'm just like, well, this is like a $4,000 card. I didn't think I'd be able to afford it, but like now with these small cards that I have, I can afford it, and I can put $500 down if need be. Because a lot of people like at the shows, they're just like, damn, I really wish I could have your ponchos, and I'm just like, you'll get there. I was like, don't worry. I was like, I was in those same exact shoes. Like, I started collecting again in 2018. My dream card was the poncho. It was the Mario poncho. I was like, I need this card. I love this card, and I was just like, I think the price tag at the time was like $3,500.
Jeez.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Deal.
well, I was like, I don't know. Like the most I've spent on a card was like $120 at the time. I'm just like, I don't think I could spend that. And then as time just kept going, kept trading, kept going to card shows, and kept vending. I mean, I got to that point. I mean, I tell everyone, that if you have a dream card, I mean, you're always able to hit it. You just gotta be consistent. That's the main thing. If you're consistent with it, you'll get whatever. Really, it's what it comes down to.
What's your number one card right now? Is it the Mario Poncho, or what's your ultimate greatest for you?
I just picked up it's a little bit more expensive than the Mario Poncho. I picked up the shiny Rayquaza Poncho, or shiny Charizard Poncho. I think it's like at 6,500, and it's like still increasing. Like those are my stocks. Like those are my stocks to me. Like I like having them just sitting there and increasing in value. And when it's time to let go, it's time to let go. That's what I tell my buddies that have a PC. I'm just like, you don't need a PC, but if you get a good price for it, you can always buy it later on in your career path. Like the card will always come back. If it's meant for you, they'll come back.
You're not the first person to say that on the podcast. If it's meant for you, it's going to come back. I have someone said it about not a Garantino. What is it's? I'm like another like hot card right now. I can't think of what it is right. Ugh. Of course I can think of it. But that's interesting that you don't really keep a PC. So do you travel with every single card that you own, or is it like, okay, these are my my show cards?
I have a secret stash that no one knows about. That is just there for a rainy day. But I travel with most of my stuff. It just really depends. I don't know. I'm a person that just likes to flip flop a lot. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm doing sealed for like 6 months. And then sometimes I'm just like, I'm tired of doing sealed because it's so much stuff to carry around and luggage around. I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. So then I go into singles. And then I get tired of singles. And then I go into slabs. And right now I'm in my slab phase. And I think I'm going to.
Slab era.
Yeah, I'm in my slab era. And I think I'm going to keep the slab era because it's nice. Like all I have to do is bring my one showcase or two showcases that, shout out you for giving me the silver showcase. It's nice and easy to carry. All I do is carry that in one hand, have my book bag, and carry my slab case in the other. And then that's all I bring.
That's really not bad.
No, it's pretty straight, easy. Like it's not, I don't need to pack the car. I don't need to wake up early and, put everything in a box and everything like that. And I know my inventory is all there. It's all in a spreadsheet. And it's like, yeah, it's condensed, but it's like large in value. So it's like I'm in a good spot where I don't really need that many things. I'm a minimalist now. Yeah,
well, that's good. It means that your stuff is just really expensive, right? Like
yeah, in a sense, yeah. I'm trying to get all my friends to the same point, but they're just like, dude, I don't think we can get to you there. And I was like, you'll get there. I was like, you just gotta, dump some of your singles and other stuff that you don't want, because sometimes people are just like very stuck and key on their things, but it's like not the best financial spot. Like let's say you spend like $1,000 on sealed and you have a show the next week and your sealed still hasn't moved after like 6-7 months, then you're kind of in the pinch there, and you gotta sell what you need to get out of the hole.
Yeah, I think it's good to have a variety though, because not everyone could come to the show and be able to get all the high-end slabs. And like, what do you do when someone, I guess if you're working with someone who picks up like smaller singles or sealed, you could just work with them, say, okay, this one. Do you ever like work with someone and your friend picks up something from someone and then your friend owes you money? And like, do you ever get
Yes.
into
So
situations like that?
so like big slabs, like let's say they want to trade into it, right? And they have like five. Let's say the slab's like $1,000, and they have like 500 cash and 500 in slabs. I'll just be like, hey, do you guys want anything of this? I'll like sell it to you for what I get, and you can just give me the cash for it. And I know they can move it because that's their inventory. I guess that's what's the good thing traveling in like a group. We're kind of like a one unit. So
Yeah.
like one guy does sealed, another guy does singles, like low and high end singles, and another guy just does slabs mostly. So that's kind of like we kind of should like work as a team in a sense. Like be like, hey, you guys want this? The other guy would say no, no, no. And that's kind of like at your show. We had like 4 people down the road. We were just like, hey
Yes,
guys, do you want the Mario?
six. I said to Jesse that all day, all I saw you do was this. You like looked up from your glasses and you would be.
Yeah, that's my dad. I'm just like, yeah, I'm disappointed in you, but I'm just like, because sometimes I just need like a little push, you know. Sometimes I'm just like, I know a lot of people have that, so it's just like, is it worth picking it up because so many vendors have that in the display case? And I'm just like, I'd rather have something that's like a little bit more easy to sell. And I mean, what it comes down to, I mean, you're right on the nail with it, is if you're versatile and you have stuff that's liquid. If you don't have stuff that's liquid, you're gonna feel it like
Right.
sooner or later. And that's why I like when collections come to me, I'll buy it and then I'll liquidate it all, and then I'll be in a good spot to buy whatever I need to buy and go from there.
How long have you been vending now? So you started collecting in 2018. When was your first show?
2019. So it took like, I think I started again. I think it was like Sun and Moon era, probably the last sets. I didn't really start opening until I got into college. I think it was Champion's Path with the black shiny Charizard, and it was just me and my college friends. We were like, "Yo, you guys remember Pokemon cards?" And we were like, "Yeah." I was like, "Why don't we just like buy a pack and like, you know, crack a beer open and reminisce and like play with the cards?" Like, not even thinking about the collecting. It was just
Yeah. Oh, you were playing at the time?
Yes, we were playing. And
all right, I gotta go.
We were just playing at the time, and then like the next day, I went to my local hobby shop, and I pulled like the Charizard, and I was just like, "Guys, what is this?" And I looked it up, and it was like, I think I looked it up, and it was like a sticker that I saw on eBay, and it was like $2. I was like, it's only $2. And then I looked it up on eBay, and I was like, wait, this could be like a $400 card. And then I brought it into my hobby shop, and they're like, emptied their cash register, and they're like, "Yup, we're buying this right now." They sent it to PSA and it graded a 10, and they made like
sweet.
$1,500. And I was just like, at the time, I was a college student. I was like, $300. I was like, that's easy. I was like, that's some nice McDonald's, some nice,
couple beers.
Exactly. I was just like, that's a nice little paycheck there. But yeah, that's how I really started off, and then from there, I had a PC. I had multiple PCs, and then I just kind of just been, building into bigger things and growing from there. But yeah, it's been a wild ride to get here. Now doing my own show, I never thought of doing that, but I mean, here we are.
Exciting. How many people attended your first show?
So we had 350 people through our door on the first show.
Whoa, that's huge.
Yeah, and it was at an American Legion, which we only had like 35 or 36 vendors, maybe
Wow.
less than. Yeah, so we were just it was like we were just so new to it and everything. Like we had everything in like rows because that's all we knew. So like set up the tables in rows, and that will be okay. Everything will fit. But then, as time went on, people were just like, well, I can't really move around. And I'm just like, all right, maybe rows aren't the best thing to go for the next show. And we just need to go with cubes for the next show. But yeah, a lot of families came through, a lot of first time people. Like I said, like if people see like, oh, there's a like it's called the show that we go to, like our main one is Albany Sports Card Show. But like people see sports cards and not gonna be like they're not gonna think, oh, they don't have Pokemon, they don't got
Right.
Lacrona, they don't got Magic. So when we transitioned and made it into the only TCG show, people are just like, wow. They're like, this is my first show here. Like I had no idea there was any shows like that at all here. And I was just like, yeah, there's like we're here, we got a good community, we got good vendors. I mean, a lot of the local vendors were hitting like goals of like plus words of like $1,000. A lot of them hadn't even reached that. And like to me, that makes me happy. Like
Yeah.
this is great. I was like, vendors are making sales, people are making new connects, and it's great. I mean, there's nothing else that I mean, if you host a show, I mean, if your vendors are doing great, that means you're doing something right.
Right. No, for sure. I mean, like that's the thing that makes me the most happy is when someone tells me that they did well at the show. I'm like, so if you are ever vending at my show and I ask you how you did, just lie to me. Just tell me you did good. No, but seriously, like it makes me so happy when someone's like, Marilyn, like I've been holding on to this and I'm really glad it sold, and or I had this for 5 minutes and it didn't last on my table, and great show, and like people that are excited to come back. Like that's what kind of like fuels me to do it. I mean, like because people having a good time, of course. When people are like, oh, this is the first time I've been here, or like I see like, oh, my kid is into this and I didn't really understand it, but then the vendors explain things to me. Like I think that's always cool when someone's like, oh yeah, the parents always know, how do you know how much a card is worth, or how do you price out a card, and showing them TCG Player or eBay or last sold, whatever, collector app. And just to give them a little education, just so they can know what they're doing with their kid. And then they come back the next time, they're like, oh yeah, I picked this up, and they know that they could trust our vendors, and they see familiar faces. Like that's something that I really like about the shows too, that it's building a community. And I didn't even know that that was going to happen. Right. So it's just, you're building this community of people who are like having a good time. They're spending a little money, and they want to come back. So what else could be better than that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's really just the atmosphere. If you have a good atmosphere, people are going to come back. I mean, that's the big point. Like if you have a bad atmosphere, and then people are just going to be like, I don't really feel welcomed here.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to gain at. And there's a lot of stuff we've learned from the first show that we're doing now and implementing in the second show. And like I told my two other colleagues and partners, I was like, we gotta do more on advertising. I was like,
your ads are good. There's like a variety. You guys post a lot. It's like, and it's different. It's not just like the flyer, and it's different stuff. So I like it. There's animations. It's cool. Did you do that, or did one of your?
No, that's my buddy JP. He does most of our marketing stuff, and he does the flyers. He does the ads. He does most of that. And he loves doing it because he's learning while doing it as well. And I'm just like, for example, the first animated one he did, where it's like the Rayquaza's like shiny, and I'm just like, dude, it looks sick. I was like, you did a great job on that. And I'm just making sure that everything is working as it should. People are paying as they should. I mean, I'm a big people person, so like I'm the one calling people, be like, hey, we have you here. You still want to vend? What's going on here? And
what you got to do is not do that.
I know. It's just not a straight throw.
That's the thing that I have found with doing this, is that people want to pay you the last second, and it's not fair to you, and it's not fair to the show.
That's what we noticed, like this week, because our show's in 2 weeks. This week, like it's 2 weeks prior, everyone's paying now. And I'm just like, guys, we sent you like an email like a month ago. Right. I was like, and now it's like our main guy that's like doing the account and stuff and making sure and checking off. Tom, he's just like, yeah, this is a lot to keep up with. Like people are sending payments here, payments there. They're just like we want to make sure everyone gets accounted for, and
Right.
it's hard. It's hard. It's a lot of making sure that everyone is accounted for, everyone's paid for, so that way on the day of the shows, I feel like the biggest thing is you just want to make sure your tables are have someone, not
Right.
empty. Because if you have an empty table, I feel like it look bad in a sense.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean, I'd rather have an empty table than not enough tables, because that's happened, and that's a mess and a headache. And that was part of the reason why I went to a platform, is that there was someone that called me the day before a show and was like, "Oh, hey, I didn't get any information about my table." I'm like, "Well, what are you talking about? I've never talked to you before in my life. Like, who are you?" And it turns out that their friend sent me a payment, and their information didn't match the registration. So I had no way of getting in touch with this person. And I emailed the person the registration and said, "Hey, what's going on?" No response. So in hindsight, I should have just sent the money back immediately, but I thought it would come together, but things get busy. I completely forgot about it. And then the guy calls me. He was like, "Hey, Marilyn, it's whoever. Where's my table?" And of course, it's like panic, and it worked out. But when things like that, I don't want to feel that way, or like having the panic and trying to fix things last minute. I don't like surprises, especially when there's a big show and there's too many moving parts. Then you got to try and find a table, and we're renting tables too. So I had to rent an extra table, beg the venue not to kick me out because I used an extra table where I shouldn't have. And yeah, it's a long story short, working with the platform's a lot easier, and it makes people pay within 24 hours, because if you don't, then you could just reject them and then they have to reapply.
yeah, that's definitely something we're gonna do next time. I mean, like my job is I basically work 24/7 in my job. Basically, I do cybersecurity, so anytime something goes wrong, I get called, and like calling people it's great and everything, but it's just sometimes you just don't have time to really focus on it for a large amount of period of time. But we're making it work slowly but surely. But yeah, definitely a lot of stuff we got to do better for next time. And
I mean, that's also the difference between working with the vendors as a vendor, and then working in the capacity that I work with them. I don't work with them we're not colleagues working next to each other. It's more like I have the service, it's the show, you pay for the service. So there's a little more of a boundary than as if I was a vendor too, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what we gotta definitely work on. There's I don't know, everyone's just I got
You know
you
what, good for it, bro.
You know me, bro. Come on, I got you next week, And I'm just like, do you? I was it's next week, and I'm just
everyone's a bro until there's another show that comes up that's the same day, and then they got double booked or whatever. Or they try to pay $5 to try to get in the door because they were 2 hours late. You know about that, right?
I've heard about it, yeah.
Well, we talked about it. So, but no one's gonna be late coming with you because they're all coming in the same car, right?
Yeah, we're taking the Death Metal Charizard mobile.
Oh my god, that's funny.
The big van. That's it's gonna be a good time. I mean, it's a great time. I mean, I'm literally guys, 4:30. I don't want you guys sleeping. I want you guys up and at 'em. And everyone's like, "Nah, I'm gonna take a nap." And I'm like, "Guys, we gotta lock in here." I was like, "We got a big show. We gotta represent. We're upstate." I was like,
flyers to hand out
for
at the show.
For our show, or
for your show to hand out on Saturday.
I mean, we can. I once again, I don't want to step over people's.
Yeah, your show's not the same day as mine.
I know, but some people get
I'm
Well,
not weird
some
about that
people
too.
in our
I'm not
area
weird
get
about that.
very upset
I mean,
about
like
that.
I want you to have a full show. I want you to have full of vendors. And so if there's any Jersey vendors that are out there that haven't signed up for the Upstate New York show, I don't know if you're not competing with any shows in Jersey that weekend, right?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's just New Jersey, Cleveland, and Card Party Tampa. I don't know if Morrisville is also on that day. I don't think so.
We could check it. Why don't we check the? I'm like, we could check the calendar. Where can you find the calendar? There's a link in my bio.
Link in the bio. I always look at that.
The 2025 calendar of all of the shows that are in New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, wherever there's one posted or someone tells me about it, I put it on our calendar. So let's just see. So the end of June. Oh shoot! I don't even think I put you on my calendar.
We didn't make the cut, guys. Wrap it up.
29th, right?
Yeah, June 29th.
So you got Cleveland Collecticon and Card Party, but then you also have the Morris County show. So that's it. Those are the only shows in New Jersey that, I mean, if that show is probably going to be sold out if it's the only show in New Jersey that day. So if you're looking for a show, I got to repost it. I'll have people go there.
Yeah, it's a big show. I mean, my upcoming and my following, literally, because I saw your stream with Pokey Kitty last week. Like my following is mostly from Whatnot. I stream on Whatnot for past 3 months. Not 3 months, 3 years.
3 years. You're a rich guy. You got a team? What's happening?
No,
I didn't know you're a Whatnot guy.
Yeah, I have.
How many followers you got on Whatnot?
I think I have 11.5K followers on Whatnot.
What?
Yeah.
How do you keep any inventory?
So a lot of the things that I do is I stream like very low end singles. So that's why I keep like my low end singles and mid end singles. I stream it for Whatnot, and people like, I just dollar auction everything, and I get all my singles from these upstate shows because people just want to offload their stuff. They'll sell you collections. They'll sell you stuff for like a good percentage, and you're just like, all right, I'm gonna run this on my show, and I know what percentage I'm in at, and I know what I get paid out on Whatnot. So it's a win-win. So it's definitely a good show if you're trying to get inventory for streaming or even just for your shows. Like if you want to fill up a binder, it's the best thing you can do is go to these small local shows and stock up, because a lot of the vendors there don't really have a lot of money, and people aren't really buying. They're trying to sell, and this is a perfect opportunity for people to pick up stuff and pick up inventory. I know the Jersey shows are really competitive with picking stuff up. Most importantly, like I tried picking up a couple slabs, and people were just like, well, the guy right behind you actually offered $20 more, and so I decided to sell it to him. And I'm just like, well, that's really for you. But I'm just like, at the same time, I get deals that I'm just like, can't say no to. Like, there's a lot of good deals. But a lot of collections, like, you're coming into like a town where people still haven't brought their old collection from their basement or from their garage, and people are bringing like the craziest stuff you could ever think of. Like I picked up a $3,000 collection. The guy knew what he had, but I eventually ended up like turning all of that into basically like 10,000 just from streaming and whatnot.
Wow.
And it's just like, it's a lot of time invested into it, but it's, you get a lot of inventory. You might as well just stream it all. That's what I do. And then when I go to the shows, I can have all these amazing cards and amazing slabs, that will make people go like, ooh and ah. But at the same time, I have money to buy stuff. Like, that's what I love about streaming mostly. I mean, I haven't been able to do it recently just because I've been doing so many shows and working like basically 7 to 7 basically every day. And, but we're going to get back to there. And I'm trying to, in the works, maybe hire a streamer and a shipper. So
wow, look at you, your whole business. You're a renaissance man. You're streaming, you're running your own show, you're vending, you're working your 12 to 12, your 24-hour cybersecurity job. You're really doing it all. Like, good thing you're young.
Yeah, I like to stay busy. I mean, that's. I think I get it from my dad. Like, I'll be like, Dad, you need to like retire. Like, you have 4 kids that have a good paying job. Like, you don't need to work anymore. You're just like, nope. I gotta get out there. Gotta do work. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he does like hard labor. He does like masonry work, and I'm just like,
Oh my God,
no.
his poor back and
Yeah.
knee.
I
Holy
was like,
crap!
you don't need to do that anymore. I was like, we can take care of you, but like,
Is he
just
short?
yeah, he's like 5'7", 5.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hear that helps, but it also like we have a guy who's a mason that comes into the store and he's like, the best thing is like you can't get up. He's like, you're down on the ground, but then you can't get up.
Yeah, my dad's just like, well, my back hurts today. I'm like, Dad, I'm telling you, you gotta let that shovel go. I was like, we can take care of you, but yeah, it's I mean, even my parents are just like, you're really going down to Jersey again? I'm like, yeah. I was like, guys, look at this. I just take out like
You
a
gotta
lot of cash.
grind. You gotta do it while you're young. You gotta do it while you can. While the market's hot, we gotta just continue doing this. I'm hoping that we're gonna get this show in Maryland going.
Oh, that'd be huge.
So,
I take a road trip down there.
well, spots are going to be extremely limited, so it's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see what the market is. Just like you were saying that there's people who come out of hiding and have their collection from when they're kids, right? That's why I think that the Lee show is such a great opportunity. Like hitting these places where people don't necessarily have shows all the time. They don't have shows like ours ever, or they have smaller sports card shows. I mean, like there's something to be said about like I don't want to say higher end, but like a well organized, well advertised, kind of like higher end venue. I think that attracts a different kind of person, the person who wouldn't necessarily go to like a smaller show. But who knows? We'll see. I mean, we'll see. It's a brand new market for us, so
I think they'll do good. I mean, yeah. I mean, Lee, you pulled like some guy. My buddy told me he picked up like a Gold Star Mewtwo that's very, really clean. Like if the kid just pulled it out of his pocket, and I was just like, I looked it up on eBay, and this is what it's going for. He was just like, all right. He just showed him the mark. He's like, you're a little bit low, so I'm gonna offer you a little bit more. But like this is how you would price stuff and stuff like that, and that builds relationships. And you know, if you have new stuff, he's gonna come back to you and be like, you helped me out, so this is what I got out. But like, yeah, Gold Star Mewtwo was there. Someone else bought from like our upstate area, bought like a Gold Star Mudkip as like a $2,500 card, and I'm just like, wow. I was like, these are gems, and I'm sure there's more gems that are gonna pop up, and
right.
you know, if you have more shows there, people are gonna be like, wow, because it really is an untapped market. I mean, my dad works in the Berkshires. He's like, yeah, this is a great place to have a show. Like, the wealth is here.
Yeah.
And the wealth is not here. There's a lot of people that are into the hobby and don't know their shows around. So
right. Yeah, it was interesting because it was so diverse. There was like young couples and homeschool kids and people who were, you could tell that they were into shows, and people that came from the New Jersey shows came up, which was wild to me. But it was a lot of people that first time shows. So like they tell two friends and they tell two friends and like, oh, I had a good time. Oh, we got to go again. So, oh, I have my stuff. I didn't know what to expect. So now they're going to come. They're going to know what to expect, either spend their money or trade some stuff in. One thing I didn't see a lot of are people coming in with sealed, which was interesting.
yeah.
So people were leaving with sealed. So that was cool. There weren't a ton of vendors. So I think that a lot of the vendors got a lot of FaceTime with customers. So everyone could sell their stuff, and it was a good variety. So like there wasn't like, there's one guy that had the supplies, which is great because there's so many people that came in with Ziploc bags with their cards. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, go see the supply guy, or the Labubus. There was only one table with Labubus. So that was cool. So people got to see a little variety of everything, even though it wasn't a huge show. It wasn't a bunch of people selling crafts alongside of cards.
Yeah, a lot of I mean, I was talking to Jesse and he was just like, yeah, there's one comic shop and that's about it, but the comic shop sells right away. So people are just like, "Oh my God, I have this in hand. This is like sealed product." And they're just like, "I need this, I need this, I need this." And like it's nice. And you know, a lot of the prices were very fair and people liked it and went home with it and have a chance to finally open it now instead of, you know, that's what kind of sucks sometimes on some of these streaming platforms is you have to pay high
Right.
for these packs because, you know, there's a fee involved, there's X, Y, and Z. People are paying like high for it. But when that's why people love these shows because they can get it at a good affordable price. They can ask the vendors questions and, you know, it's a good time overall.
Actually see it. It's hard to condition cards in your or under unless you have a good following and a good audience, someone that's been buying from you. I mean, you know, might not necessarily trust someone conditioning the card for you. They're like, oh yeah, this is a 10, this is a 10, and then you get it and there's a big crease on it or something like that. But when you're buying in person, you get to see it right in your hands, right in your face.
Yeah, that's the big difference. I mean, a lot of people make the joke. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is like a whatnot near mid plus," and it's like absolutely deep because like a lot of people like, for example, like if I turn this light off like right above me and I show a card, it will look like spotless. So
Yeah.
like a lot of the time, I'm just like, no, like I need to show this like very close in depth because like if you're streaming, the biggest thing that is important is your reviews. If your reviews say everything about you, if your
Right.
reviews are terrible and people are just like, yeah, 1 star. This guy sold me an EMN card and it had a big crease, and I didn't see it in the light. Then your channel's done basically for it. People
Right.
aren't going to see you anymore. But yeah, that's why card shows are primarily like the go-to right now. I think that's why they've been so hot. I mean, streaming was hot in COVID, but now that everything's open now, everyone wants to go in person, enjoy
And also, I
themselves.
think that there's so much competition with streaming services too. I mean,
Yeah,
like everyone's a whatnot streamer. You have a couple streams, you make a little money, then everyone wants to do it. Which I mean, your platform's huge. I mean, it's worldwide, right? So you're able to have all across all time zones. Someone could be watching you.
yeah, because I remember I was one of the first ones that started streaming on Whatnot. I
Wow.
remember there was like a schedule, like there was a set schedule, like this person would stream here, then the next person would stream on this time frame, and then the next person would time on this time frame. Because there was like maybe like 150 streamers, if that, maybe less than that, and like it'd be like 9 o'clock, and then I know this guy's got Japanese exclusive, so I am gonna tune into this. But now you have like 500 to 600 shows, and it's just so wide open. You're just like, I don't know what to watch. I don't know who to trust, and it's
Yeah.
so vast now. Um,
What do you see yourself doing now in the hobby? Do you think that you're going to step away from vending as much and focus on doing your own shows, or what do you think you're going to do?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I would love to keep. I mean, I think I talked about you
You're like
about this.
you're like Marilyn, just take over my show. Okay.
I'm just like, it's
You're
like
like, I
I'll
have
play
a
with
venue for
you.
you. You're no, you don't. You have a venue for you. You don't have a venue for me.
I was like, "I got some nice venues here, affordable venues. Don't worry, I'll make sure." But yeah, I think I want to keep running this show. I believe we want to try and do it bi-monthly. But if we can't do bi-monthly, then probably like every 3 months and see what we can do from there. I mean, there's a lot of fantastic venues here where they're affordable prices and we can fit like 400 to 500 vendors in
Wow.
like a nice location like Central Albany, where we can do these big size events and maybe like one day we can get to that. Um, and that's like our overall plan. But at the same time, I want to keep venturing out on this vendor experience. Like I've been loving it, to be honest with you. I love meeting new people, love meeting new vendors and making new friends. And um, I guess I have a lot of people on the West Coast that they saw me come in as a regular patron, and now I'm vending, and I want to go over there and meet them and do deals with them and vend with them. And they're just like, hey man, when are you coming to the West Coast? Because my first West Coast show was Burbank out in Anaheim. Absolutely loved the venue. Beautiful weather. It was just.
Was it like a front row show, or what was the show?
It was called Burbank. It's called I don't know what it's called now. I think it's like SoCal Show or something like that. But it was pretty big. I want to say maybe like 400 tables. It was like a 2-day show. Yeah, so a lot of vendors there and a lot of new friends. So I mean, I would like to do like a collecticon here and there, maybe more venturing out on different places and vending. I think we're gonna cut it down on the local shows and do more Jersey shows. I think we've decided
You are
that.
the local show.
Well, we only do our local show,
Yeah, I mean, like, so were you in Jersey last weekend?
Yeah, I was.
So how was that experience in like a very large Jersey show?
So we were in a good spot. I feel like if you're in a large Jersey show, it just really depends on where they push you, and it's like all random, basically, essentially, from what I know. But we were like right near the exit and like right near the entrance, so people always were coming in and coming out. And then I met some people like that were in like the middle section that did good, but then people that are like all the way at the end where like the load-in dock is, they were just like, it was all right, not the best show. They were just like, I feel like it's a lot of tables, but not a lot of people in a sense.
Right.
But it was busy for like, I feel like if you're in a good spot, it's always going to be busy. But
Right,
if you're
right.
kind of in like the back corner, then you kind of I feel like it's going to be the same thing with Collecticon, since you enter the door and you're just like, do I really want to go to the back of the venue and find a car that I'm looking for, or can I find it closer here in the mid area in front? Which kind of I think your show is like perk size.
I like to think so. Okay. It's very competitive to get in. So I mean, like I'm trying to remedy, because I'm a people person too, and I want to make sure that everyone's happy. So if I get a bigger venue, then if that's what it turns into. You have a large venue where it might be too much of a good thing, but we won't know until we try. But it's also so much work goes into that, and I give all of the games, I mean, or all of the games, all of the shows that have very, very large shows so much credit. I don't know how they do it. I mean, like it's so much work and so many people and so much coordination. It's hard enough for me to do a 150 table show. I can't imagine doing a 300 or 400 table show.
I'm just like, I was talking to the guys actually last week. Just like, guys, I was like, if Maryland has a big expo, 2-day expo, like 500 tables, we're out. We're the first one signed up. I was like, we're there. I was like, we got a venue here, 500 tables, whatever.
No, I think that they advertised that show great. I think that it was they have a great following. I think that the amount of people that have to go and fill up a space like that. That's the other thing. Like, even if they had 2,000 people, it's a huge space to make it look like full.
Yeah, I did great. I did great at that show, and it was only a 1-day show.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's only 1 day.
Yeah, it was only 1 day, and I was like, dang, I wish this was 2 days. Because it's just like for us, it's easier if it's a 2-day, because it's like, we can stay the night. We get there Friday nights. We're all ready, well rested to go Saturday night. And then Sunday, we just, we drive back, and like, I think we usually get back like around 11-ish. We usually stop by Jesse's favorite birria taco spot.
I gotta go there one day with you guys. It's like an hour north of me, so it's not even close.
It's so good. But he's just like, guys, we gotta get the birria. And I was like, we gotta celebrate. And I was like, all right. I was like someone should do like $100.
You're like, Death Metal Cars are birria tacos. They have birria tacos at my Costco. I sent a picture to them the other day.
I wonder if they're good.
I'm regretting not picking them up, but I figured they wouldn't be good. That's why I was like, I'm not wasting my money. But
Was it like frozen or was it like?
no, they're fresh. They make them in Costco,
Oh, okay.
and then they put them on a platter, and then it was a platter of them for like $15.
It's kind of hard to mess tacos up though. It really is hard. It's just like a tortilla, meat, and vegetables. That's
True. And they had the consomme.
yeah, the consomme is what does it. But yeah, like my buddy was like negative $2,600 last Saturday just because he was like, it was his first time in Jersey. Once again, he was just like, oh my god, I need that, I need that, I need that. He was just like, I don't see this back there. I was like, I have spending money, and I was like, yeah, you go buy it. And Jesse's like, negative $2,600. We're getting period tonight, and I was like. I was like, all right, yes. I was like, sure, why not?
That's awesome. I'm excited to work with you guys. I mean, everyone's in the same kind of section for this the June show. July, I have you. I think it's like only 4 of you. Jesse's not even going to make it, so you're going to be the one rallying the troops for July.
I think he is making it. We just have to
a secret appearance.
Yeah, but the secret VIP appearance. Deathmetal Charizard may be there in the flesh, maybe like on 2 hours of sleep. But I told him, I was like, if we need to pick you up, we can pick you up.
How many people you got come with you? Yeah, I got Shiny Pokemart. All these people are claiming to come with you to the show, and I'm like, I hope they got enough tables. We got Arsenal. We got who else we got? We got Shiny Mart. Who else we got?
I think we got like seven tables or something like that.
Card Shack LLC. Who's that?
Yeah,
your friend?
That's my buddy Tom. He's gonna be sharing. So he was actually in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He wasn't gonna make it. And then I'm just like, Tom, if you want, you can put a showcase on the table. He's like, yes. He's like, I'm so happy I'm not missing her show. He was like,
I hope it's good. I mean, that TCG show is really, really good for you guys. I hope that this show coming up, I hope it's as good. I'm always nervous the week before the show. I'm always like, did I forget anything? Did everything happen? Did you see the vendor tags?
Yes. Did you see
the spelling error?
No, I did not.
Hold on. So
how bad? It can't be that bad, right?
Huh?
It can't be that bad, right?
It's bad. So I don't they're outsourced, and I don't remember proofreading it. I think that they just sent them, and I've had them for weeks now, and they were in my like stuff that I have for the shows, and I pulled them out yesterday so I could make the tags, and this is what it says.
Vendor.
I
mean, it could be worse. Just put a little accent mark on the end, just be like it's Spanish or French. Sure.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. So I panicked yesterday and I overnighted them, but they're coming from China. So I don't know if I'll get them on time. So
dang, so what are you gonna do with the ones that you already?
Well, I'm gonna have them, and I mean, like I don't know. I don't know. I hope I get them. I just hope I get them. They're already completed. They just haven't left China yet. So maybe they'll be overnighted and get here on Friday. Maybe not. It's a mystery. But these are the VIPs. They're very cool.
I love the Mewtwo. It's just like
right. The Mewtwo's sick.
Yeah, it just reminds me of like a big house vibe. Like I don't know, like techno music. Like
yeah, right.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I've had quite over the last 3 printings that I've gotten from this company. There's been errors. So what I had the pins, they were printed incorrectly. Now this, and then also other tags that I printed, they were printed incorrectly, and the printing incorrectly. I'm gonna take the L on that. I should have checked it before they sent them out, but yeah, I can't believe it. But I have a really great artist who does all of the art for the shows, and he's amazing. He's also a vendor and a tattoo artist. So if you're ever looking for some tattoos, I
That's
know
sick.
a guy.
I might have to get tatted that Mewtwo. That specific Mewtwo
Right?
on my
Well, I don't
helmet.
know if we could do. Oh, well, I guess they do chrome tattooing. I'll have to ask them. Be like, hey, can you do some chrome tattoo?
Yeah,
So,
I have the April one on my back wall there. Just remind me, but yeah,
oh,
the Team
I'll have
Rocket
to.
one.
Now that I told you about the vendors, I'll have to. I'll make sure that your crew gets the vendors. Just
Yeah, yeah.
the error, like one of one.
You get the one of one, and then I'm gonna sell it on eBay for like $1,000.
Right? I've actually seen vendors with our old vendor tags. I don't know if you've ever saw them. They were the very first vendor tags that we had. They weren't customized like this. They just said like New Jersey TCG Show and vendor, and like you wrote your name in them. There's been people that had those old vendor tags that still wear them around. I think because they're trying to get the vendor discounts.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't peeped that. You know what? Now that you say that, nope, I'm charging them full market now.
You gotta look because the vendor tag will be the same vendor tag as yours. But I saw someone walking around and they were a previous vendor with me and they were walking around with that tag. And I was like, huh. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
So
I mean
you gotta
that's
be careful.
you
People
bring a big point because you bring a big point because I was saying you bring a good point because that vendor badge tag is like superpowers. Like someone sees that, they're like, all right, I'm gonna give them a good deal as a fellow vendor. But like if you don't have that on, they will just flip the switch on you and be like, I'm gonna charge you full market. And I'm just like, for me, it's just like if you spend a lot on my table, I'm gonna give you a good deal, regardless of who you are.
You got any chances? I like a chansey.
I do not. I don't think. I know you're a Chansey collector.
I'm a chansey girl.
Let me see. Let me see. I got a stack of cards here. I don't think I have any Chansey. I got a Raichu.
Oh, Raichu's Tom's favorite. Which Raichu you got?
Let me see. I have the one from Evolutions.
Oh, sweet. You gonna sell that on stream?
This is what I usually run on stream. A bunch of
like dollar starts, or you're like, all right, dollar.
Yeah, dollar starts. And I mean, hey, I'm into this for basically like pennies. So if it goes for $2, I make the percentages are crazy. But sometimes if people overbid, I throw in some goodies just because I don't feel.
Gotta be good. You gotta be a good guy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Gomez. Thank you so much. We've had a great chat. Did you have any questions for me? You seem to be the expert. I should be asking you for questions. You were into the game before me.
No, I don't really. I mean, I probably have a lot of questions. I mean, my thing with me is I have a lot of questions on the spot, so I would just rapid fire them, and I'm just like, all right, I got my information. And then that's how I go. But yeah, for right now, no, nothing really. I mean, I'm just excited to be vending, and happy to be welcome to Jersey. And shout out to Jesse. I mean, I met Jesse in a local Albany show. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how we met.
It's the connections era. That's a famous Death Metal Charizard quote. He said that it's a connections era, that people are trying to connect with people, and I think that the right people are finding each other. It's really nice to see.
Yeah, I agree.
You guys to us. That's great. You guys are like a really nice group of guys too. I mean, like I work with a lot of people, so you kind of see people very quickly. You know what I mean? Like everyone that you're working with, everyone seems to be very nice.
Yeah, they're very nice. And you know what's crazy is we're all like different ages. Like I'm like the youngest, and then there's someone that's like 30, or Tom's like 30, and then another guy is like 40, and then I think like she's like 30ish, I think, or maybe I think 30ish. But like they're older than me, but like I'm just like act like the dad. I was just like, guys, I'm like the youngest one here. I was just like,
Are you the oldest in your family?
no, I have a brother that's like 29, almost 30.
How old are you?
I am 25 or almost.
Oh my
25.
God, you're like a little bambini.
Yeah.
You're 25. You could be my child. Oh my God.
I'm a little baby. That's what people say. I was just like, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I got a lot of learning to do still, but
You don't even need your own health insurance yet.
I actually got it last year, but thankful enough.
Oh my God, that's funny. Oh, Gomez. So what advice would you give someone who's just starting out?
I would definitely say find a good group of vendors or a good crowd that will be your support system. Because if you have someone that's there and that's wanting to help you out and wanting to also learn and help you strive and be better, then be better every day, then you're gonna excel. That's my biggest thing. If you find a good group of people, you're gonna do great. Second thing, definitely don't be afraid to ask for help. Some of the vendors are very nice. Some of them are a little angry, but there's not much you can do. But
Those
definitely
are
just
your
reach out for
people.
help.
You got to find your people. Stay away from the angry ones. Stay away from the bitter ones. So it's good.
Yeah.
All right, Gomez. Thank you. I'll see you on Saturday. I appreciate you coming on the show. Anyone that's out there, you want to vend? Upstate New York card show, June 29th. It's going to be in Albany. What town's it in?
It's gonna be in Guilderland. It's gonna be in a rich town.
Ooh, rich town. Good money. Good money.
Yeah, good money there.
So make sure you message GomezTCG if you want a table. And we'll see you this weekend at the New Jersey TCG Show. Make sure you like, subscribe, go follow Gomez on Instagram. Shout out to Gomez. What's your whatnot?
My whatnot is GomezTCG.
All right. He's really easy to find.
Really
All right. Thank you.
appreciate it, guys. Catch you.
Bye.